Good afternoon. For 4 News Now, I'm Rob King. Welcome to today's KXLY Plus Daily Rundown, where I'll take you through all the top stories that the 4 News Now team is working on today and what you can expect tonight. Let's start off with weather as we'll take a look. If you left your house this morning on this Friday, you will notice fog early in the morning, and that's going to be temperatures in the high 20s. Expect cool all day today and clouds. Also more fog tonight and into tomorrow morning. As we take a look at the weekend forecast, it's going to stay mostly cool all weekend and cool off into freezing temps next week as well. Top stories that the team is working on today. Destiny Richards was out at breaking news this morning where a Deer Park fatal fire occurred at a home on Stevens Avenue and South A Street. One person has been confirmed deceased, and the identity of that individual has not yet been released as the Spokane County Sheriff's Office is investigating that death. Spokane County Fire were the ones who responded to the scene, and again, that fire is out. There were possible reports of 2 people inside, but that's been confirmed as just one person who has died from their injuries at the scene. Also, Bronte Sorotsky is going to be taking a look at a piece of Washington legislation. This is a bill in the Senate that also has a House partner bill with it, and that's going to be SB 5280, and that would make clergy members of any religion mandatory reporters, which is not the case currently in Washington. It's up to the clergy to decide whether or not to report, and that's cases of abuse. And that has been introduced by Senator Noel Frame, of Seattle, and by adding an exemption for confessions, they believe that's going to make this bill more likely to pass. So if someone does report abuse outside of confession, clergy members would be mandatory reporters, meaning like teachers or doctors, they're legally bound to report these kinds of incidents. And again, similar laws were tried to pass in the 2000s, but they failed. So Senator Frame believes adding these confession exemptions, which was part of the pushback in the 2000s, is going to make this bill more likely to pass. Another piece of legislation being worked on is introduced by Representative Mary Dye from Pomeroy. Jordan Smith is running this today. What this bill would do, if passed, would create the Washington State Commission on Boys and Men. And what that would look at is that men are more likely to suffer from addiction, experience homelessness, and commit suicide. And these are well-being indicators, things like committing crimes or education. So the bill would create this commission to look at why are men more likely to experience these poor indicators of well-being, and then what can be done in order to move forward and close the disparity between men and women in these issues. 4 News Now's Peter Choi, he spoke with a nurse practitioner about bariatric surgery. If your New Year's resolution is to lose weight, which is one of the more common resolutions, bariatric surgery could be an option. And of course, you would have to check your eligibility with a doctor. And Peter Choi will have details tonight on who does qualify for that and how you can go about getting that surgery. And also, unfortunately, closing with some sad news, Gonzaga's home win streak snapped last night at 75 wins to LMU. It was supposed to be a game that Zags would cruise to, but they fell 68-67, shooting just 65% from the free throw line, and obviously those add up. And they're hoping to bounce back again this Saturday against Pacific, 7 p.m. Saturday, and that brings Gonzaga's record to 16-4. So we'll have all those stories for you coming up tonight in 4 News Now at 5. But for now, live in the KXLY Plus Digital News Center, Rob King, 4 News Now.